Police officers shot and wounded a man who pulled out a gun at a security checkpoint as he entered the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The man has been identified as 66-year-old Larry Dawson of Tennessee, a formerly self-described prophet of God. He was charged with assault with a deadly weapon and assault on a police officer when armed. A bystander was slightly wounded. Dawson was taken to a local hospital and underwent surgery. He apparently is in stable but critical condition. Now, that thing about a prophet of God, this is not the first time that Dawson has wreaked chaos at the Capitol. Dawson disrupted a House session last October by yelling that he was a prophet of God. He was issued a stay-away order by the D.C. Superior Court the same month, which required him to avoid the Capitol grounds. Of course, that is not the way that it ultimately happened. He showed up yesterday. Capitol Police saying, "We do believe this is an act of a single person who has frequented the Capitol grounds before, and there is no reason to believe that this is anything more than a criminal act." Bill Miller, who's a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office for D.C., said that after Dawson's October arrest, he did not appear in court as scheduled the following month, which led to a bench warrant being issued for his arrest in January. Dawson then wrote the court a letter where he claimed to be exempt from laws because he was a prophet of God. It's amazing the reasons people claim that they are exempt from laws. David Wynn Miller, that guy we interviewed, is exempt from tax law because he's put colons and hyphens and extraneous punctuation in his name. And now Mr. Dawson is a prophet of God, so that exempts him from the law.
Mm-hmm. Like we always say, you can't tax a semicolon.
Right.
But again, we're running into the mental illness and religion thing. And here, I guess it's a bit more clear than in most cases.
Now, I may have spoken too soon in saying there is no overlap between using punctuation to exempt yourself from laws and being the prophet of God, because reportedly, Mr. Dawson wrote, "No longer will I let myself be governed by flesh and blood, but only by the divine love of God." And then he added 4 exclamation points to that. And so maybe he's using a sort of hybrid method of punctuation and claims of some kind of divine connection to be exempt from the laws of the land.
We'll have to put him in touch with David Wynn Miller, and maybe they can figure this out together. There seems to be a link.
FreshBooks is offering David Pakman Show listeners a 30-day free trial of their service. I'm obviously the host of the David Pakman Show, but I also run the business that is the David Pakman Show, and I want to spend as much time as possible on the show and growing and improving my business. So FreshBooks lets you get paid more quickly. It helps with invoicing. It helps with so many of those business administration tools, and it's for freelancers and small businesses who want to get organized on those issues and really focus on growing the business. So to get your 30-day free trial of FreshBooks and support the David Pakman Show, go to gofreshbooks.com/TDPS. That's gofreshbooks.com/TDPS.